to know, the who to know, and the how the hell do we do it all. Now, here are your hosts, Lisa Lidvag and Angela Sandler.
Hey, St. Louis. We were having a little dance party. Sorry.
It was fun. We
dance
should do
party
that
with
more
our
often.
guest. I know. I love that.
Yeah.
Hi, Angela.
Hi. Good morning, Lisa.
How are you?
I'm good. And yourself?
Oh, I'm just insane, but okay.
Okay. Good.
A good chaos right now, but chaotic
Okay.
nonetheless.
All right.
How about you?
I'm good.
What's going on?
I'm good. I'm kind of calm. I did a new thing last night. I was actually out in Remy's neck of the woods last night.
Yeah.
I went to this new place called the Sound Spa.
I've heard about this.
I went through a sound bath class.
Okay.
And it was pretty cool.
Okay, so it's so interesting. I got invited to something, the same type of thing. So describe this for us.
So it's beautiful. It's a beautiful new space. So you walk in, everything's very clean.
Mm-hmm.
They walk you through. You put your stuff down. Then you get to pick a roller to put under your knees to help. You lay down on this mat, but it's kind of like a bed, and it's like memory foam. It like kind of like hugs you.
Okay.
They give you a blanket, and then you have your choice of 3 different pillows. And then so you can pick what works for you.
This one is too hard. This one is too soft.
Yeah, seriously.
This one is just right.
Yeah, exactly.
Amazing.
So then, you go into the room and you lay down and put your blanket over you. It's almost like you're going to take a nap. But and then there's all the sounds with it, which is gongs and crystal bowls and whatnot. And there's a rhythm to it, and they kind of brings you through different states of, I don't know, not consciousness.
It's like meditation. It's meditative,
it's
right?
like meditation.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And it's just very relaxing. And I have to say, they said at the very, very end, they're like, make sure you drink a lot of water.
Mm-hmm.
This can operate like a massage, where afterwards you have to drink like a lot of water. And when I woke up this morning, my neck pain was completely gone.
Stop it.
Swear to God.
Okay.
Like I had no aches and pains when I woke up this morning.
It worked.
I think it did. And I think the vibrations like shook it out of me or something.
Oh my
I don't
gosh.
know.
I'm kind of loving that.
It was really cool. I really want to go back.
Okay. Yeah. So you need to share all that
I
information
will.
with me later.
I will. For sure.
I need that every day.
That's actually been on my to-do list for a long time, or maybe bucket list,
right,
to take a sound bath class.
Yeah.
And it was actually Jana Franklin from CEO Concierge that was on our show.
Love that.
A couple weeks ago, and she introduced me to the owner.
Amazing.
And I was like, yeah, I'll take this.
Yeah.
And then ironically, when I got there to fill out my forms, my lucky number 24, yesterday was the 24th.
Stop.
So I was like, ooh.
Okay, there's some serious juju going on here.
There's some universe in that.
I really believe that.
I do too.
You know what? This is the right time of year. It is our changing of the year. It's a wonderful time just to kind of reset and imagine what this next year looks like and who Angela Sandler is next year. Ooh, I can't wait to see her emerge.
We'll see if the vibrations can shake it out. I don't know.
It's so interesting that you did this last night, because our guest today is all about wellness, health, and mindfulness, and really mental health is her specialty. And I've known her for years. She is our family go-to for everything regarding mental health. And she's just a lovely person. And I think that, mental health has become it's always been a hot topic, but especially lately, I think all of us struggle on a daily basis with really making sure that our heads are right, so that we can be right for our employees, our children, our families, our husbands, our wives, our whatevers, our producers, our partners, and it's become so important in my life. And I just am thrilled to have Jenny Hoffman.
Thanks so much for having
us. So Jenny is the founder and creator of the Wellness Collective, right? Am I saying this right?
Okay. Therapy and Wellness Collective.
And it's here in St. Louis.
We're in Creve Coeur.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about what you do and, kind of who you are.
Yes. So Therapy and Wellness Collective is 2 years old, and we are a space for all things mental health. we have a handful of therapists who work with people as young as like 3-4 years old and as old as the oldest person who might want to come for therapy.
Right.
And we also have a couple psychologists who work with us who provide different testing and evaluation services. In our community right now, there are many adults that are finding their way into curiosity around ADHD and autistic spectrum disorder. And we have those services for both children and adults. And the idea with the collective was twofold. So I was working in private practice for many years by myself. And during COVID, there were two issues that I was commonly seeing. One was within our wonderful therapy community, referrals were just circling. So I would refer to my friend, who would refer to her friend, and there simply were not enough spaces for people to have their needs met. And so one of the reasons I wanted to expand my practice was to have a place that was sort of, you know, a little bit of a one-stop shop where a family could have all their needs met in one spot. And then the other harder part for me to explain of the collective is that I wanted therapists to have a place where they were paid fairly.
Yeah.
And so the model of the collective is somewhat of a way to like flip practices on their head.
Right.
In that I really want to keep overhead as low as possible and make sure the people who work there are paid fairly and get as much of a cut of what's coming in to them directly.
Yeah.
To be honest, I'm not really in the business of making that much money.
Right.
I'm in the business of providing really great therapeutic services, evidence-based, and making sure the people who work there are really happy, and happy therapists provide great therapy.
Yes.
That's awesome.
It's so true. And I love everything you're doing. And as a true entrepreneur, you're disrupting your space, which is, you know, something we talk each week with every founder that comes through these doors. We talk about, you know, why you did it. And, you know, really medicine in general is so complicated, and insurance. And if you don't have the right team around you or the right guide, it can really be overwhelming. So what else do you provide to help kind of the patients that are incoming to kind of sort that out? Like, do you do a consult first, or?
Oh, that's a great question.
Yeah.
Yes, we'll provide consultations. I take the intake call, which means, you know, the call that comes in, and we're trying to help people find the best therapist for them based on what time of day they need, age of therapist, and so on and so forth. And then, you know, I'm also providing consultation to the therapists themselves so that they can continue to explore and learn, right? Therapists should be lifelong learners.
Right.
And there's this idea of cultural humility that you can't make assumptions about another person's experience. And so it's really important for us that we continue to have those learning opportunities. So a lot of my job also is doing just that, like setting up meetings and providing experiences to places like Angela went. So therapists can go out and try a sound bath, or, you know, keep themselves feeling healthy.
Right. And they have that toolbox, right? Those tools. So interesting.
So question for you. So with your mission of trying to make it more equitable for therapists that are out there, is that a big issue in your industry, of just opportunities where therapists aren't paid as much as they should, or they aren't getting the resources or benefits that they need?
I think it's something that is an issue that few people are dare speak about.
Okay.
So there are some wonderful practices in our community, and you know, let me just give you a This is a hypothetical. If, you know, a therapist charges $100 an hour, how much of that $100 goes to the group practice, and how much goes to the therapist? And so, you know, my goal is to send the therapist away with the vast majority of that payment. And there are other practices where the vast majority of the payment goes to the practice itself.
Got it.
And so that's what I mean by trying to like flip it on its head.
Yeah, I love that.
Yes.
So do you take care of all the billing and all the
Yes.
all the back office stuff?
Yes.
So
I have to
fun.
give credit to my husband is the CFO.
Nice. Love
And
that.
The unseen person.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
He handles the backside of the business. And admittedly, there isn't that much to it, right? Payroll, things like that.
Yeah.
It's not my strength. And I like to let my clients know up front, they'll kind of joke with me, like, I haven't gotten a bill from you in a while. I'm like, I went to school to be a therapist.
Yeah.
Not a bookkeeper.
Yeah.
That's funny. Yeah. I feel the same pain sometimes. I'm like, I'll get to that. I'm more passionate about this. Like, we'll worry about that later, which can be a problem for a business.
Well, it takes a partnership.
It does. It does.
That's true. That's
Yeah.
true. And right now we're working on, I'm actually kind of excited because we're launching kind of like a client satisfaction survey piece and trying to work with some AI pieces to figure out what are the services we need to be offering. And it's kind of exciting to figure out how can we use different tools to figure out what's missing and what people want.
Yeah. What are you seeing the most of? I mean, what's the general, by age group, like what's the general consensus?
Yeah, it is interesting to see the trends. I think that this is actually a wonderful thing that's come out of COVID or generationally. I think high schoolers and young adults are a lot more comfortable with the idea of therapy.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah, they talk to each other about their therapists and they will compare notes.
Right. They've completely like normalized the conversation.
Yes.
Yeah, it's so fun.
It's fun and it's really beautiful. And I love hearing from a client like, well, my friend's client or my friend's therapist said that they like to do this. And, then we can engage on that.
Yeah.
I think that parents are more willing to bring their children in and explore what possibilities exist. And almost this idea of therapy as prevention, like sort of like you have a lawyer on retainer in a business, you might want to have a therapist on retainer in case of, that your child might need something. So we do have cases like that in our younger children. And then within adults, there are people that have different life changes. They might have relationship challenges or are, questioning sexuality.
I bet that's a big market right now.
Yes.
I mean, I hate to call it a market. I'm sorry. I'm businessifying this very sensitive topic, but yeah, I bet that's a growing population. Is that the right word?
Yes.
Okay. I'm trying to be sensitive to the words.
I appreciate the sensitivity. So people will come in or they'll have like a chronic illness and be looking for ways to cope.
Yeah.
Right now the world is a little bit unknown, trying to be delicate with that.
Yeah. Right.
And so there are people that own and operate businesses that want to have a therapist just to talk about what it's like to worry about your employees.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because you don't know what could be with your employees if tariffs impact your business.
Correct.
Right.
So
It
we
seems,
see that as well.
Yeah.
I would say it seems very, very much like you are on the front lines
Yes.
of society and community and hear things. You can probably, they should really have therapists that are doing studies like that because you must see the things affect people immediately. It's almost like you need like an advisory board for the, community or what, because like you're probably, once you can kind of track that data and see that 5 people came in last week concerned about the environment. Like, you can kind of
start
see
worrying
that.
about this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. One of the things that's been, I will admit it's been kind of fun, maybe it's the psychologist in me, is seeing how teenagers are adapting to the no phone rule in high schools.
How's that happening? How's that going?
So
not well.
the high schoolers are not thrilled, which I get.
Yes.
So, as a therapist, you validate.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think it's really working.
Yeah.
Good.
I've been really impressed with how I hear clients, finding each other in the lunchroom. Like there was initial anxiety about how am I going to find my friend at the assembly if I don't have my phone?
Right.
Things that we all kind of
these basic executive skills, right?
Yes.
I mean, it's crazy.
Yes.
It is crazy.
And they've figured it out.
Good.
So,
well, that's good.
Right?
Jeez.
Like, the lunchroom, I think, has opened, and it's been a little bit more inclusive.
Lunchroom is like the microcosm of it all.
Yeah, I'm to the left. Look to your left.
Wave. I'm waving.
Yes.
Sorry, I don't mean to laugh.
No.
But it's true. Our kids have lost all sense of, when I know this is such an old lady thing to say, but like the way we grew up and, figuring out, I did an orienteering chapter of something. I don't know, some summer orienteering. Does anybody know what orienteering is these days?
Like how to get lost?
How to get lost and how to find your way out, right? People don't know how to do that in the basics. It's like basic skills. Yeah. It's really a struggle.
It is.
Sorry, I got a little.
Well, I think as moms,
preachy.
we can identify with this. I know we had sorry, I didn't mean to divert the conversation, but like we had a situation yesterday where Joey was trying to figure out when she could do something, and I'm like, well, do it during lunchtime, and she's like, I didn't think I could do that. And I'm like, you've got to find places to like slap things in. Like it's, I don't know. It's just interesting. It's so generational.
Well, so how do you, let me ask you, and I'm asking for a friend, how do you advise a child of those things? Like what is the right, what should we be telling them as parents? Like get off your phone. I mean, it's harsh, but it is kind of one of those things. I'm like, stop relying so much on your phone. Don't rely on AI. Like that's even a thing in business. Like stop relying so much on AI. Like use it as a guide. It's great. It's a wonderful tool, but you still have to think. You still have to put your brain in. So how do you kind of
I think
approach
that's two separate questions.
Okay.
The first is
thank you.
Yeah,
Here comes the therapy.
No.
The check will be in the mail.
We'll put the AI to the side for a minute. But I think in terms of just managing the phone use, like I'm embarrassed to tell you that after hockey practice last night, I was definitely yelling like, "Could get off the phone. We got to go to bed." Right. And I think that learning how to kind of manage with the phone, the phone is such a great tool.
It is.
So how do you use the tool to use, for your scheduling? Take a screenshot of whatever your teacher wrote on the board, things like that. Although now they're not allowed to do that.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
So,
oh yeah, because they don't have the phones. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So now you need a paper planner in high schools.
Right. Right.
But using the phone in any way you can to organize yourself, text your coach that you're going to be late, all of those sorts of things. I really do commend the teenagers I work with on their communication skills. I think are actually pretty solid, right? In terms of letting people know where they're going to be, when, those sorts of things. I think where it can get tricky is knowing, like I've fallen down a rabbit hole and I've been on this phone for an hour and a half.
Right.
And now I do need to go to sleep.
Right. Right. And my brain's all jacked up with all this information. I can't go to sleep.
Yes.
Well, and I think that's an even bigger thing outside of the kids as well. It's like I learned a term for it last week. Fragmented now I'm not going to mess it up. Fragmented time. I mean, it's the difference in between from when you're focused on doing something to when you get distracted, and it really affects your work performance. Because you can't, and I feel like that all the time. Even I put my phone on do not disturb all the time, but there's still all these alerts coming in, like from the laptop and the phone and the watch. And it's really hard to focus.
Right.
And unless you're scheduling like that deep work time, it's just so fragmented, and it makes you kind of feel crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I imagine you two do this, and I would encourage you to teach your kids and your colleagues and everything, is when you are working, set times of this is the time I'm going to set my email.
Right.
And, check my email, things like that. Because to your point about getting fragmented, I fell down a rabbit hole this morning and wound up checking email for an hour that I thought was going to take 10 minutes. Those are the kind of things that I think can really eat up our time. And I also like to talk with people a lot about when are you most creative? Because
that's awesome.
Yeah, because we all have time in our day where we're going to have the best work. And it's different for each one of us in this room.
Sure.
Personally, my creative work happens in the morning. And so I need to maximize that time. And I shouldn't be checking email in the morning because it's not creative work.
Oh my gosh, that's like the tip of the day. Well, how do you identify what your time of the day, your best time of the day is? I mean, do you just intuitively know?
I think about when you're creating maybe your best work.
Okay.
And the menial, and for me, email can be menial,
100%,
right?
Yeah.
So thinking about saving that for a time when you're maybe not at your best.
Right. Right.
And kind of chunking up your day. And also recognizing, to Angela's point about your sound bath, it's okay to take a break. We Americans generally don't take a break in their workday, but everybody else around the world does.
Yes.
So I will let you know, I take a break every day.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
How long do you take your break?
I usually need at least 20 minutes.
Okay.
And sometimes I meditate, sometimes I read, and sometimes I admit I fall asleep.
Really?
That sounds great.
I cannot nap during the day, but I could do those other things. Yeah. Interesting. And see, I find myself, when I have those moments of time to take a quick break, I'm typically trying to shove something in it. Like, oh, I can go throw the laundry in. I've got 20 minutes before this next call. I'm going to go run and do this, or I'm going to do that. I mean, and really kind of getting out of that habit of overfunctioning is really difficult. I would love to hear some tips. I think we're going to get ready for taking a break here soon, but let's put a pin in that, because I would love to hear your tips about really helping people that are running businesses or employed or just kind of shuffling it all. Like, how do you stop yourself from overfunctioning? How do you basically make that plan? What does that plan look like? Help! You didn't know this was going to turn into a therapy session, did you? Lisa's therapy today. Okay, I think we're getting ready for a break here. And are we ready?
Oh, you have another minute.
Oh, we have another minute.
We have another minute.
What can we tackle in a minute?
Well, to the over-functioning point, I would say recognizing you can't do everything in one day.
Yeah.
The laundry's always going to be there. And we can laugh about it, right? But really and truly, the laundry's always going to be there. And just like we're talking about how you break down, like you were saying with your child, like how do you break down different things in different periods of time?
Right.
It's the same thing with those chores.
Right.
And I would think of like, what's priority 1, 2, 3, and the rest
just waits.
I know.
And it's you get over the shame.
Well, one thing, I don't know if we'll come back to it,
but
we'll come back to it. But no, one thing that I've learned, or I've heard a lot, is that you don't use your to-do list like it's a to-do list. It's a wish list. To reframe your mind so that your to-do should be your top priorities, but your wish list is just everything, but it doesn't have to be done immediately.
I kind of love that. We're going to revisit that after the break. Thanks.
This is Mizzou wide receiver Kevin Coleman Jr.
And I'm Mizzou linebacker Josiah Trotter.
When we hit the field, we have each other's back.
And off the field, we got James Carlton, State Farm covering us.
Thanks, fellas. Nothing beats college football season, and nothing beats saving money. Just by getting a quote from our office and mentioning Mizzou, we'll make a donation to support Mizzou's will to win push on your behalf. No strings attached.
So you're supporting the team just by checking your rates. Doesn't get any easier than that.
It's so easy. Check them out online at cartoninsurance.net. MIZZOU.
Is diabetes keeping you from enjoying life's special moments? At US Med, we understand the challenges you face, and we're here to help.
With US Med, I can finally manage my diabetes without it managing me.
US Med offers a wide range of services to simplify your diabetes care. Personalized care plans, convenient access to cutting-edge diabetes tech, and knowledgeable support. Plus, we'll check your insurance so your diabetes care may be covered at little or no cost to you.
With US Med, I feel confident and control of my diabetes. I can finally live my life to the fullest.
Don't let diabetes hold you back. Choose US Med and experience better birthdays, better adventures, better anniversaries, and better everything. Call now. US Med. Better service, better care. 800-891-6335. 800-891-6335. 800-891-6335. That's 800-891-6335.
Lunchtime just got a whole lot better at Hot Shots Sports Bar and Grill. From mouth-watering wraps to loaded quesadillas to bold, flavor-packed sandwiches, Hot Shots has something fresh every single day, along with your favorite wings, burgers, and pizza that you know and love. And don't sleep on those Hot Shots tacos. Plus, if you gotta be in and out quick for lunch, Hot Shots has you covered every day starting at 11 a.m. Find your nearest Hot Shots Sports Bar and Grill now at hotshotsnet.com. That's hotshotsnet.com.
With your LouInfo.com news, I'm Jared Sorello. St. Louis police say an alderwoman who thought someone fired shots at her was actually involved in a crash. Investigators determined alderwoman Laura Keys had struck a parked truck while driving on Fair Avenue Tuesday, damaging her passenger side mirror. Keys reportedly told police that she thought the damage was caused by a gunshot. Boeing will move some operations out of St. Louis. The aerospace company recently announced it is relocating upgrade work on the FA-18 Super Hornet to other facilities. The St. Louis area employees who work on the Super Hornet will be transferred to other programs. Boeing says the decision was made well before the St. Louis area strike. And a man facing charges after authorities say he kidnapped a girl from school. Florissant police said 43-year-old James Paulette was allowed to check the 13-year-old girl out of Cross Keys Middle School on Tuesday after claiming to be a family member. You're up to date. I'm Jared Sorello.
Here with your LouInfo.com weather update. Smooth sailing for the next few days. Lots of sunshine today. A high this afternoon, mid to upper 70s.
Station, streaming 24/7 at LouInfo.com.
And the dance party continues. Hey, St. Louis, we're back. First of all, I want to let everybody know you can find us at LouInfo.com. We're also on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify. And if you really, really love us, which we know you do, you can find us on Instagram at CoFoundHers. For those of you who are listening live, we do have a live text line. If you have any questions for Jenny or for Angela or I, it's 314-590-3770. And last but not least, we do have an app. We have the LouInfo app. Sorry. Words are very hard for me today. We're here with Jenny Hoffman, our mental health expert, and we've been kind of using her a little bit for therapy this morning. But we want to get back to talking more with Jenny about her kind of why and what brought her to therapy. What and I will tell you, if you haven't met Jenny, she is one of the most gentle people I know and so easy to talk to. So it does seem very natural that this would be your calling, so to speak. But I would love to hear kind of why you became a therapist and what brought you to this stage in your life to start the Wellness Collective.
Yeah, absolutely. So originally I thought I was going to be a lobbyist.
Okay. I can see that too.
Yeah,
you're so smart.
That's very sweet. I worked in graduate school and in undergrad, I worked on the policy issue of universalizing pre-K. And I will tell you that 15 years ago, I really thought we'd be there by now.
Right.
And we were not.
That's very sad. Yeah.
But in grad school, I had an opportunity to work for this agency. And I realized that I really missed working like one-on-one with people. And I felt so far removed from that day-to-day work.
Mm-hmm.
And so I pivoted in graduate school back towards the mental health track.
Mm-hmm.
And, it's easy for me to see now that was probably always the right path. Yeah, the right path for me. I spent many years working at a camp, and my role as a counselor, and I used to take teenagers on these outdoor adventure trips. And my co's would often, let's say, gift me the problematic camper that needed a little extra TLC. I can vividly remember this situation where there was this group of 10, 11-year-old boys that they just were misbehaving, whatever. And I spent 2 hours doing a treading contest with them, and just to try to, get their energy out and
so smart.
Have so much fun, and gave them sodas at the end, and just try to problem solve on how to connect. And
get in a 10-year-old's mind. Isn't that something?
Yeah. I don't think I could tread water for 2 hours anymore.
Heck no.
But it worked then.
That's awesome. And what made you want to start the Wellness Collective?
The Wellness Collective, I really wanted to bring in other therapists to have an opportunity to provide these, needed services in our community, provide a really beautiful space. The idea with our space is that I want it to be very friendly and feel like a home without I want the aesthetic to be like a family room, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
So that's the idea.
Love that. How many people do you have working?
There are 4 therapists and 2 psychologists, and we are definitely in need of more therapists. If anybody's looking.
I love that.
Well, that's good to know.
I love that.
Yeah.
So you are a mom. You're a wife that's working with her husband. You have a daughter who's away at school. You have a son that is a high talented hockey player, which means a whole new demand on your time. Tell us how you do this. How do you do it all and stay chipper and motivated and all the things?
Well, it's funny that you say I work with my husband. I delegate to him. No, he's the best.
He is. He's great.
The travel I've done so long for the hockey,
right?
That I literally always have my backpack with me. I have it here today. I don't feel comfortable going anywhere without my work. But I like the flexibility of being able to work from anywhere.
That's great.
Yes. So that has worked out well. And obviously, when you're a therapist, it's important that you show up for your clients at the same time every week. I'm pretty upfront with my clients about where I'm going. There is a thought with therapists that you shouldn't tell your clients where you're going to be and whatnot. And I have found that people, especially my clients, tend to run kind of anxious. They just feel better if they know where you are and you're upfront with them. So.
And that makes a lot of sense. I mean, I think that that's a very old school way of thinking. I think there's a lot of things that are the way they are because it's always been that way, right? And I love that you're just kind of turning it on its ear and saying, nope, here's how we're doing. And obviously, COVID changed a lot of that too. The accessibility is different. Our comfort with telecommunicating is different. So how has that impacted your practice?
We also for virtual services. And, 10 years ago, you weren't allowed to offer therapy online. So that has been a wonderful opportunity for therapists across the country. And know that right now we're working towards a pact where your license in Missouri would work across the country.
Oh, that's great.
Yes, that will be great. When it's passed, I could tell you, I don't think it'll be passed for the next 3 years, and hopefully beyond it will. But
do you know that I only learned about this when I was looking for my son to go out of state for school? I did not realize that a psychiatrist that's practicing in one state can't prescribe or get a prescription filled for a patient in another state. That is bizarre.
Yes, and it really hurts the client, right? The person who has been receiving care from somebody for many years. And there are different states where we don't have the same access and things like that. So yes, it's overly complicated. It doesn't need to be this complicated. So hopefully those issues will be resolved with time.
Do you find that accessibility to wellness and mental health care is easier now or harder now?
I think in a lot of ways it's easier because you can see somebody virtually. I think that in general, for anybody out there who's younger looking for a job, we don't have enough psychiatrists.
Right.
So if you're looking for a job and you're interested in medical school, this is my pitch to seek psychiatry. And we definitely need more teen and child psychiatrists. We have a shortage in this country.
Really?
Yeah.
Yes.
So sad.
It is sad, and it's for many reasons. One of them is just has to do with pay. So hopefully we'll have more. If anybody's interested, I'm happy to sit down and talk with you, and you can and let you know what it might entail. I think that access to those types of doctors in different communities is tough. I also think that so the virtual piece has opened things up. I'm just kind of thinking out loud. In urban areas, it's easier to access different types of therapists. But because now we have Zoom, somebody in a rural community can access somebody in an urban community and work with them online. There are challenges to seeing a therapist online. I don't want to pretend like it's exactly the same thing.
Yeah.
But like a working person might hop on a Zoom in their office and see their therapist, which allows them to then move on with their workday, which is awesome.
Right. I think it's a wonderful tool. It has its both sides, right? Yeah.
Yes.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yes. And in like the St. Louis community is like a small town.
Yeah.
So one of the things I love about having expanded my practice is when a friend calls and they want to see somebody, it's not always appropriate for me to see them or their child, but then I have colleagues who can work with them. And so it feels great to be able to provide for them.
Yeah.
Do you have any statistical data or heard anything from your circles that you're in about how much mental health will need to grow over the next 10, 15, 20 years or so?
I don't know the answer to that. That's a great
really good question.
Yeah. I think that it's a great question. I'd like to get back to you on it because I don't know the answer. I think some of it will be impacted by decisions that are being made right now about access to services in the present.
Yes.
And
well, and I mean, I don't think it goes without saying we can characterize this time as a crisis. We are in a crisis. And I think when you are in a crisis, it always feels like there's not enough, and there's not enough access. There's not enough people. There's not enough practitioners. So I hear you, and I echo exactly, the hopes that it is on the plan to expand.
Yeah. Well, and I also think too, just with what we were talking about a little bit ago, with just people being more open to it. I mean, that in general opens up the field by so much as well.
Right.
It's kind of like a double whammy.
It is. And know that in other countries, I've traveled to Canada this summer, and in other countries, you're given a number of preventative sessions every year.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So
that's brilliant.
It is. So everybody gets, 10 to 12 sessions every year with a therapist.
Yeah.
That's just a given.
That's awesome.
That's amazing.
And I kind of wonder how much of that would then mean less needed in crisis.
Right.
If you had, knowing you had the 10 every year.
Yeah.
Well, it's not easy. I mean, just speaking from having kids to try to find them resources and whatnot. It's like every time you need to find a new therapist, it's like, oh,
yes,
because it's going to be a million phone calls, people not calling you back. Then they don't take your insurance. That it's just like this whole rigmarole, and it seems like it should be easier than what it is.
Yeah.
Yes, and know that we will call you back within 24 hours, even if we don't have a spot for you, just to say,
we don't have a spot.
We don't have a spot for you. But my goal right now is to have a spot, because we're in that growth phase.
Yeah.
And that's therapy and wellnesscollective.com.
Yes.
Go there.
And what an amazing time to be in the business. I mean, it's the human business, but what amazing time to be on the front of that.
Well, solving real problems. That's what I see. It's like, look, we can all complain and think about all the things that are wrong with our world and wrong with the things. But I feel like you're in a position to really kind of make some changes and really influence change, which is kind of cool. You're to Angela's point, you're on the front lines. You're talking to the people who are going to be those change makers, those teenagers now that you're preparing to make those decisions. It's like a teacher's job. Of course you're underpaid and overworked just like a teacher, but you're on the front lines of what hopefully will be some really positive changes in our future, or at least a sliver of it, right?
It's sweet of you to say. Therapists in general are not as underpaid as teachers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Which is, just so you know,
Yeah.
if any teenagers are looking for work. And we also, in terms of, the future, I think that I see it as if a client has even a neutral experience with us, then their mental health is improved, right? You hope somebody has a positive experience, but what positive looks like in mental health could simply be somebody showed up for them this week, right? And so I know that might sound like oversimplified, but there are people that come in who may not have anybody who shows up for them. And so just like you showing up and saying, hey, how are you doing? Is enough for there to be positive change. And that relationship is so key in the therapeutic process.
Go ahead.
I was going to say it's hope. I mean, it's literally giving people that don't have that hope that things can improve and get
which
better.
is why it should be everywhere and it should be accessible to everybody, and it shouldn't I have so many things,
and know that it's
so many things.
It's nothing like, I always tell people, it's nothing like you see it in the movies, right? Especially if you watch The Sopranos, which huge fan, right? But that is the one where it's like, nope,
no, not quite.
If someone was interested in that, though, what TV show would you recommend that they watch to get a good view of therapy?
I don't know. I feel like in the show In Treatment, which I actually personally love, it was so inappropriate with some of his clients, right? So his boundaries were so poor. I don't know if I could think of one where I was like, that was a great therapist.
Yeah. I think that the media tends to paint the portrait of the salacious and the scandalous because you hear all the deep dark secrets. You guys know everything. So if you're a bad character, that's why I think people are just maybe, I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
And you are like a lockbox. Every time I go see a doctor, they're like, whoa, you carry so much in your shoulders. I'm like, I do.
I'm a therapist.
How do you as a person shake that off when you've had a hard day of a lot of people caring about your clients or your patients, and then seeing what they're going through? How do you separate that from who you are outside of the office?
So there are a few things I do. When I get home, I immediately change my clothes, which sometimes is embarrassing for my kids because I literally walk around my house like in pajamas. But that is like it's a way for me to function outside the office. So I always change. And sometimes I shower. If it's been a really hard day, I need to separate in that way. I do watch kind of ridiculous TV, but not reality TV, because when on those shows when people are like fighting, like I work with conflict all day. I don't want to watch conflict.
So what's your favorite show?
I have a lot. I watch a lot of TV right now. I'm really into what is The Summer I Turned Pretty?
Oh yeah, I heard that's good.
But it's like I can't even figure out why I'm watching it. But I love the music and it's
visually
good.
It's
awesome. Not designed for somebody my age. Which is kind of funny. But I don't know. I also love like Slow Horses just came back. It's kind of dark, but
Okay.
Do you find that when you're watching TV that you're analyzing the characters?
It's interesting. People ask me that all the time. And my son had this hockey coach that was terrified that I was analyzing him. And I explained to him, like, when I walk out of the office, I am not analyzing you.
Yeah.
It's exhausting to analyze. So no.
Interesting.
Yeah. I might have some thoughts in my head, but I try to.
Do you read people really fast when you meet people?
I can, but I usually try
not to. You put that guard up. Yeah.
Yes.
So would you characterize yourself as an empathic person then? Or no?
I would say yes.
Yes. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think
so you're picking up on everything.
Yes. And I have said to my husband that it can be exhausting to be an empathic person because you feel like I feel what other people are feeling.
Yes.
And so that can be very tiring.
So how do you guard yourself against that? Besides the watching, and I get the escapism.
That might be a top secret of therapists. We're
Oh,
not allowed to know.
I don't know if it's top secret, but I will say, like,
asking for a friend, you guard yourself.
Sometimes there are social situations that I will have to
walk away from
because it's just, I get like, I'm just too into it.
Yeah.
Like, or I'm too tired listening to
Mm-hmm.
something that I might find to be just not enough of a issue that other people are making of an issue. And I have dealt with something maybe really intense during the day. And I'm going to go back to the hockey. Like, hockey can sometimes there could be drama, not on my son's current team, of course, which is wonderful. But, you know, like if parents are arguing about something, I can't.
Yeah.
I don't want to be involved.
It gets very high emotion. Yeah. Yeah. I can see that.
Well, I think after you hear so much from, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but like after you hear so much that it really gives you perspective of like what problems really are.
Right.
Yes. And this could be aging and not being a therapist, but I find such joy in watching people experience joy.
Aww, I love that.
So like listening to people like laugh or watching somebody like win, but then the whole team crowds around them. Right. Like, so just the lows impact me, but also I like I don't know. I can experience this beautiful, you know, intense joy.
It goes back to the empathic. I mean, by nature, an empath is absorbing whatever is going on. And I'm the same. I seek out those situations where there's a lot of laughter and a lot of fun and loud music and, you know, that sort of thing. I really thrive on that. But then I'm done. And then I'm like, okay, I'm done now. It's 9:00. I'm out. Had enough. But it is. I can see how that would be.
Yeah. I am also a 9:00 and out too. But I think it's because I need a regular sleep pattern. But on the senior spring break, which is quite an experience, my room was right next to the child water slide.
Oh,
and
gosh.
you know, you could have that moment of like, whoa, this is going to be intense.
Yeah.
But I was able to like think in my mind, what an opportunity. I am going to get to hear children play and giggle, and this is going to be wonderful.
Yeah.
And truly, it was like awesome just to hear the joy.
I love that. That's awesome.
Great. I love
you
that
find
you
the
could
good.
think that.
They did turn the slide off at night.
Well,
I was going to
good.
say they probably had a curfew, 9:00 out.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Just in line with Jenny's bedtime.
That's right.
Awesome.
That's right.
Well, so I think we've gotten to the fun. So we're kind of segueing into our fun. We're segueing into fun.
Okay, I better get ready.
All right.
Yeah.
Angela does a rapid fire each week with our guests, and it's not meant to be stressful. So don't be stressed.
Don't be stressed.
This is fun.
We'll start off easy.
Okay. So take it away, Angela.
And I think I already know the answer because you're about to sip it. Coffee or tea?
Coffee.
Yeah, same. Podcast or book you recommend to women entrepreneurs?
Oh my. What's my favorite? Like all of them. Shoot. I don't know. Right now I'm reading a book called like The Dream College, but I haven't gotten through enough of it to recommend it. But a business book. I don't know. I actually love
Your favorite book.
I love the book by the Lakers coach Phil.
Oh, Phil. Yeah.
Phil Knight.
Yeah.
Phil Jackson.
Phil Jackson. Sorry.
Yeah.
Phil Knight wrote a great book too.
He did.
But I like both the books. But yes.
Yeah. I love Phil
that.
Jackson.
Very good. Well, we already learned the quickest way you reset your mind on a tough day. It's by taking a shower and changing into your PJs.
And watching nonsense TV.
That's correct. Best advice you'd give to a female founder starting out?
I would say don't be afraid to fail. I fail every day. You have to be able to try things. They're not going to work. And can't be afraid people are going to judge you.
Love it. One word to describe the future you're building at Therapy and Wellness Collective.
Part of me wants to say joyful, but
yeah,
inclusive maybe.
Love it.
I like that. Well, and accessible. You've touched on accessible. You've touched on, really kind of disrupting the current way that things are done. And I love that you're encouraging, the experiences and the cultural aspect, which I want to kind of point out again, like that's so critical in our world to not get stuck in the way it was. It's because it was this way and it happened with my parents. So it's going to happen with your parents. So It's like, no, nope.
All different.
All right. So what's your best coping? I know it's television and all that stuff, but what's your number one go-to anytime you're stressed? What's your number one go-to?
I like to go for walks
outside.
Mm-hmm.
I see you walking all the time. Nice.
Do you listen to anything or is it silent?
I do listen. I listened to, like, on the way here, I was listening to Beastie Boys. That's my pump up.
I was just going to ask
music.
you, what's your pump up? Okay.
Yeah.
Beastie all the way. Excellent.
Yeah. And sometimes really upbeat 80s music.
Yeah. Loud, really loud with the windows down or no?
Maybe.
Okay.
Maybe.
Okay.
Love
awesome.
that. Okay,
Love
so
that.
tell us where we can find you and all your pertinent details.
Okay, so on Instagram, Collective Therapy and Wellness is the handle. So please give me a follow. I like to post awkward but authentic. Okay, awkward but authentic.
Love that.
And then the website is therapyandwellnesscollective.com. Thinking about venturing into TikTok. So so when I get into my customer satisfaction stuff, I'll be asking if it's worth posting there.
Yeah.
My son is actually helping me with a lot of that.
Oh, I love that. A family business. Nice. Are either one of your kids going to be therapists?
I doubt it.
Okay.
But I wouldn't be surprised if one of them becomes a psychologist.
Excellent.
Okay.
All right. Well, St. Louis, if you have any other questions, please reach out to Jenny at therapyandwellnesscollective.com. And we're out for this week. We'll see you next week. Bye, St. Louis.
Thank you.
Hey, Kat, summer's winding down, but I keep thinking, my backyard is weak, man. I need a pool